What did you see? Maybe what do you guys need to work on? But it's always nice to put the full pads on for the first time.
Well, yeah, I mean, we wanted to hear football today. Hear the pads popping. We had half pads on yesterday, but it livens up a little bit more today. Too many turnovers. Our identity is not to give the ball over. We led the country last year. We got to do a better job. Today was not as good as what we need.
When you think of going through with your first day of pads, how much do you really coach your guys and how you practice in terms of how you hit each other, just to make sure that you obviously get everybody through it?
Well, I think that's how this team's really grown, is taking care of one another. We have the pads on. We are going live up front, but we are thudding. We're not tackling. And then when we get in the open field, it's got to be a tag off. And the difference between a tag off and a push off are a huge difference. You push a guy and you say you barely touch a guy, he falls on the ground, you get someone else hurt. So it's strictly a two-hand touch below the waist. So we can keep guys off the ground as much as possible. This is a team that has grown and learned from that, and we've got to continue to preach that.
I know Grant kind of asked you what your takeaways were from day one, but from a health standpoint, did you get through that first day as probably about as clean slate as you could?
I think so. You're going to have some things here and there, but for the most part, we've been as healthy as we've ever been. Coming into camp, again, I've said it over and over, the job that Coach Kellen Norris and Coach McManus have done has been unbelievable. But now we've got to keep them fresh as we can. And you're going to have your knickknacks and that kind of thing, but for the most part, we've been pretty healthy.
I know we talked about the other day, you talked about Kellen, of course, what he's brought.
Yep.
You also have what's called a catapult device in a lot of the guys,
yep,
and a lot of your guys that kind of help you adjust practice to know maybe how harder to go, maybe how to pull back. Just kind of expand on that a little bit and why that's an important investment for your program and what it does for you.
Well, Dr. Abbott and the Performance Center here at the university have done an unbelievable job, and they're out there every single day, and they're monitoring the mileage and the exertion and the speed, and it helps us. It helps us see, track the number of yardage that they're doing, or maximum yardage, so we can really monitor these guys to keep them fresh. Now we're going to go to the limit. We can't go beyond that, and that's what it's helping us do, so we're not getting those pulled hamstrings or what have you.
Defensively, it seems like there's been some really good, strong days the past couple of days for the defensive group, specifically up front, which you talked about in your opening press conference to us, that you got over 20 guys you can choose from.
Yep.
Where has that group slowly progressed now throughout fall camp?
Well, it's still a young group, and they're going to have to all play. And, we've got some guys that have played. We're a little bit deeper at the defensive end, but we're pretty young up front. These guys are going to be around here for the next few years. So, it's been a group that's flown around. They've gotten better each and every day, but again, we got a long way to go to see where we're going to be at up front.
Has practice been even from the standpoint, what I mean by even of you see some good
Sure.
on both sides?
That's the pleasing thing. As a head coach, when I was an assistant coach, you wanted it to be one-sided all the time. I don't want that. I want it going back and forth and good competitiveness, and that's what I've seen. And early on, the defense started to get going, and then the offense started delivering some blows. And then at the end, of course, we saw the 2-minute execute with the offense in the favor. So you like to see that throughout practice, that it's going back and forth, back and forth. And I couldn't say that the first year. You could find out from the start of practice how the practice was going to go, because it's going to be one-sided. That's not the case with this team. It's going back and forth, and you love to see that.
Do you have a favorite flavor of a snow cone or cone of ice that you're about to grab here in just a minute?
No, I don't. You got a good way of trumping me. No, I have no idea.